Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. In the place to be. What it do is your man DC Cab, and you with the SOBs live. I'm gonna start going live more often. I want to thank everyone who subscribed. We are now at 5,000 subscribers, so now we're gonna go live more and get the streaming going. Okay, so just reacting. Sunday night football is being played. You know what I mean? So that's what we can see what's going on with some good old football. As you know, the Cowboys have won today.
Jets are down 24-1 when he's going to get the old college try. Fields rolling out. Goes to a line complete to Andrew Beck. It's a turnover on downs. It will get better. That's what happens when you're overseas, I promise. Dak, George Pickens. Fifth touchdown catch of the year for him. 4 straight games for him. 11 touchdown tosses in his career. Cowboys win. That's a hot sauce, by the way. Because Aaron Glenn is
So the Cowboys won. I don't know if you're a Cowboys fan or not. They beat the shit out of the Jets today. So, man. Now we go down to Miami, where the Florida from where it is. Carolina versus Miami.
He can run it. He's got speed. He can catch it. He can do it all. Next Dolphins possession. 2 to Darren Waller. That's 3 in the last 2 games. He had 5 for 78 at 17-0 against Carolina. You think that's a wrap? Well, not quite. Bryce Young on 4th and 4 to Tyrone McMillan. Look at Bryce. Oh, he's the limit of the stanky leg. The twist, the throw, the catch by the top 10 pick. A gain of 21. He had 6 grabs for 73 yards, but that's all Bryce Young. Great play, dude. And 5 plays later, he's going to find his other young first-round receiver from a year ago. Xavier Legette, who should be mic'd up every game so we could hear what he would say afterward. It's 17-7. 4th quarter, Carolina's tacked on 6 more points here. So 17-13, Dolphins 3rd and 7. Tua looking for Jalen Waddle. Oh, he had a step. He threw it the wrong direction. You tell me who's frustrated now. Panthers next possession. There's no Chuba. Injured, but plenty of Rico Dowdle. The former Cowboy splitting the defenders. 43 yards on that. The Panthers get into the red zone. And then 6 plays later, Dowdle gets him into the end zone. 23 carries, 206 yards. Most in the NFL this year. 2nd most in the game in franchise history. Once down 17, they lead by 3. But here comes Tua for 6 to Waddle. 6 to 110 in that score. Miami regains the 24-20 lead. Panthers 4th and 5 on their next drive. Bryce to Jimmy Horn Jr. His 2nd NFL catch gets him into the red zone. Panthers 2 for 2 on 4th down, by the way. And 2 plays later, Young to his rookie tight end from Notre Dame. Look at Mitchell Evans. He wanted it bad. The Panthers are up 27-24. Miami under 2 to go. 3rd and 10. And they got all 3 timeouts left, so plenty of time. Tua. Jones the 2nd gets it. Dolphins run it away. Once again, they just need to stop it and get the ball back. 3rd and 5. Young. The Hunter Renfrow. No, but Jack Jones called for PI. Jones on this. That's a good call. Yeah, you can't do that. That'll get called at least 9 times out of 9. Try to start something.
So the Dolphins are still 1 and 4. The Dolphins football sucks, and Shedeur Sanders is on the bench. Okay, Shedeur Sanders is on the bench, and the quarterback play is horrible. and they told me Shador needs to shut up. Like, stop interviewing the third string quarterback. Okay, but nobody cares about Cleveland except Shador's there. Like, let's be real. Like, you're playing yourself. You're not by not playing. Cleveland is playing themselves by not playing Shador. That's just the moral of the story. Play the kid. Play the kid. He's special. Yeah. Can't quantify. Like, something about him. It's like he's just special. If I had 40-something quarterbacks, play the kid. Okay. Just play the kid. Okay. Let's stop playing around. Want to hear some unheard Tupac? Some unheard Tupac.
Hey yo,
called All Out.
Tracks I can just ride on motherfucker. Niggas talking about we can't rap.
Make sure y'all go check that out. Ain't gonna play too much. Okay, just a snippet. But it's not in the algorithm. It's not streaming. So again, what's going on as I go down my timeline? I don't know if you guys listen to anybody on the internet, but we usually don't listen to unconscious people. Okay, we won't pay them no attention. Me personally, I like battle rap. I used to make beats. I make beats. I like music. Things of that nature. See what's interesting. We back. We about to be back. You know, on the internet, there's a lot of fake stories and fake quotes and things like, like people put in the title and it be not true. So you can't always, when browsing the internet, can't believe the title. You know what I mean? It be people blogging on the internet way across the country. Like, me talking about Snoop Dogg like I really know would be farce. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of that going on. People grieving over paperwork and just lying. All right, let's go back. Oh, here we go.
We're down 10-0 at 1 point. It's now 10-10 in the third.
Commanders.
Friends just call him Bill. Big day for him, 150 total yards, 17-10. Now 20-10 is the Chargers.
Commanders, 20-10. Went all the way out on the West Coast and beat the Chargers.
Rookie rusher left the locker room in a walking tour. Game of the day, if not the season, Seattle and Tampa between Bake
Seattle and Tampa.
Sterling Shepard were tied at 35. Mayfield threw for 379 and a couple of scores. Seattle now.
Seattle.
Go for a game-winning. Tipped. Picked by the veteran Lavonte David. It actually went off of Logan Hall's helmet, as you see. Tampa's in business. and would set up Chase McLaughlin from 39 yards out. The Bucs are the first team to win 4 of their first 5 by 3 or fewer points. They get a huge road win in the Pacific Northwest.
Bucs won. That's what we got going. Kyler Murray. I'm sure this is a boring game. The number 1 draft pick.
How about this? Ball is tipped and picked by Adrian Taylor Demerson.
And Shedeur Sanders is on the bench.
Tyler Lockett falls on it for the touchdown. They would force. Get the ball back. Long pass down to Calvin Ridley. Gets him in field goal range where Joey Slye wins it. Arizona, the first team in the Super Bowl era to lose 3 straight games on a walk-off field goal. And Kyler, I feel your pain. Still ahead before heading off to London. Denver made a pit stop at the home of the Chiefs.
Eagles lost today. The number 1 draft pick finally got a win. What else we got? Diddy doing 50 months. You heard about the singer David with the body chopped up in the car?
Instead of spending up to $50 on generic Viagra.
You got the singer David.
David, man. David is the talk of the town.
D4VD. I wonder what the 4 is about.
D4VD. I guess that's a way of doing the A. It could look like an A for David.
Yeah, but why do we use the 4 though? What's the significance of the 4? I wonder.
Yeah,
There's gotta be some devil shit because he like a dark side type person.
Yeah, I don't know, but his streams have been going through the roof since this incident happened. He was already doing very well as an artist, but now his streams on Spotify and all the other music platforms is going through the roof, which is kind of, I mean, look at the reason why.
Romantic Homicide by D4D is skyrocketing up Spotify charts, climbing 102 spots to number 42 globally, with 2.157 million streams, and 63 spots to number 13 in the US with 849,000 streams. But its resurgence is tangled in a chilling homicide investigation. The song's meteoric rise on September 18, 2025, marks its biggest single-day gain ever, fueled by a 251% spike in D4VD's Spotify followers, pushing his monthly listeners to 33.2 million. With over 1 billion lifetime streams, the 2022 track is finding new life.
Yeah, you said it last time. He for sure, he's already successful. We just had never heard of him.
Yeah,
And he got he had a lot of tour dates domestically and international.
Well, okay, so let me give a couple of updates. He's canceled his tour, which only had a few days left. He's canceled it. We do know, okay, remember we talked about the weight of this young girl, Celeste Rivas?
Mm-hmm.
I found a missing report that the family filed.
From February, right?
February of 2024.
Oh, not 2025.
Oh, wait up. Let me make sure I got that right.
It gotta be wrong, because that's a long time to be sitting in somebody's trunk.
No, I'm sorry. It's from 2024. It's a year and a half. Because I just finished telling somebody this girl's been missing for almost 2 years.
Okay, so when you said the weight, I'm like, man, how old is this person? Because the weight was in the 70s, but I think the family reported during the missing persons report that she weighed 130 something. So her body being decomposed after some time, I think that's why maybe during the autopsy they weighed her and she was 70-some pounds.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. On the missing report, it says 5'3", 120. So she was of normal size. That's a nice size to be, 5'3", 120.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no way to get the accurate weight from a decomposed body.
That's very painful to hear, because we know that this body was dismembered and not all parts of this body were recovered. So it would make perfect sense if they were looking to see where that dismembering happened.
But they were able to identify a tattoo on the inside of her finger that said SHHH. And David has the same tattoo. What do you make of that? Anything?
Sneaky link. So is on this finger? Like,
something like that. I don't.
I like that tattoo on some stick slip, like no snitch type thing, but not on no freaky shit, but like on some gangster shit. That's a cool tattoo.
You talking about like hear no evil, see no evil, see no evil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they have that tattoo in common, which I think is, I don't know what, it's a coincidence that's not in the favor of David.
Well, I'm gonna let you keep going.
Okay. Now you might hear on the media that she was 15 when she died, but the fact of the matter is she never made her 15th birthday. She turned 15 in that trunk because she was found on the September 8th, her birthday September 7th. They had towed that car on the 3rd. So her body was in there on the 3rd when they towed it, obviously. So, and we don't know when she died. She could have died in August. So she was 14, bro, when she died, not 15. She turned 15 in that trunk, which is sad to say. The coroner has not ruled it a homicide yet because they just can't figure it out. They just can't figure it out. Right now it says undetermined or deferred, meaning that they're still investigating it. So that's why the artist hasn't been arrested. And they did serve a warrant on his house on Doheny. And no, I'm not doxing him. I don't think I'm doxing him because this has been widely reported.
Police have confirmed to our show that they are actively looking for more connections, aka evidence. A statement they sent to us begins by confirming the search that we told you about last week. Quote, on September 17th, 2025, detectives from Robbery Homicide Division served a search warrant on the 1300 block of Doheny Place in connection with the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. That is it. I mean, they're actually confirming it now, right? It goes on to say this. Several items of evidence were recovered and will be analyzed by detectives in the coming days. This is an ongoing investigation. Investigators are following up on several leads, end quote. Well, that's pretty, I don't know, stark, but it says what it needs to say and it doesn't go any further. For several months, neighbors say the aforementioned Tesla, where Celeste's remains were hidden in the frunk, had been parked out in front of a home where David was living, a home that was raided, the same home that was raided by the police. TMZ reports that the home had been rented by David's manager and that David had indeed been living there before he went on tour. TMZ also reports that detectives spent 12 hours looking for blood stains or blood evidence in that home.
Doheny is the same street that the car was towed from.
Yeah.
The car was towed from not too far from the house he was renting in the Hollywood Hills.
Yeah, he's probably still smart just to say the street instead of the numbers.
Yeah.
Wow, David is crazy. Anyway, let's forget. It's crazy out here.
I was like, really? My very first show, a woman said, hey, you can't talk like that around here. I was like, really? And I walked in here and said, comedy club above the door in that tabernacle. So fuck you, bitch.
You inside the GGN with your host with the most, Finding Nemo, aka Nemo Hoes, and I got a special guest with me today. One of my partners that go way back with me. I'm talking about to the beginning where I first started. Ladies and gentlemen, players and pimps, make some noise for my friend, your friend. Welcome, Charlie Murphy, to the show.
That's what's up.
So what you been up to since the last time I seen you?
Oh, man, we going hard with your comedy, man. You know that.
One of my favorite roles that you played was motherfucking Gusto. Nigga.
That was one of my most fun roles.
Nigga,
I love that.
That's why I want you to know it was the case, nigga. When I seen
that shit,
I'm like, I'm
man.
Cuz in my shit. That shit right there, nigga. CB4.
Big up to Chris Rock on that one, man. Good call, man. Good call. We need to do it again, man. We can do the same concept. Now you're an old businessman. I can get out of jail, I'm back on you. I like Kate Field.
Also, you was in Harlem Nights, nigga.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Nigga.
Another one.
Nigga. I wasn't on the scene then, but nigga, you was in Harlem Nights, nigga. Believe that. How was that working with all those? That was wild. Nigga, Red Fox, Richard Pryor.
That was the best part of the whole experience was Red Fox, because Red Fox was very approachable. And he was like everybody's grandfather type character. You know? He let you come in his trailer and tell you stories about, back in the 30s and 40s.
So he was welcoming to
everybody, man. And I had a lot of fun. I laughed. He took one of my, put it like this. I had a friend named Woody. And from the time Woody was maybe 11 till he was deep into his 20s, he had one black tooth right here. He never got it fixed. You would think that you would get enough money to get that fixed. 10 years, 12 years in, the tooth was still black. He met Red Fox, and Red Fox did an hour stand-up on his black tooth, and the very next day, Woody had the tooth fixed. That's a true story, man. Red Fox rehabilitated that man's smile with flurry of jokes. Think about the metaphor. He used jokes to fix the nigga's smile. Think about that, man.
And, moving with the clock. Moving it up, like you survived that era, then you went on to do your stand-up, and then you was a part of the biggest show to hit Comedy Central, the Chappelle Show.
Oh,
you was one of the main niggas on there. I'm talking about
I'm
niggas.
Still one of the main niggas on there.
I'm talking about niggas just tune in. I'm talking about Sunday nights. Charlie, I gotta tell you this, nigga. I had a TV show.
That was my job, was to be the nigga.
Nigga, I had a TV show that came out on Sundays. I would not watch my show. I told them niggas, y'all here and get this shit off. So I can watch that. That's how real that motherfucker was.
That show was incredible, man.
Man, please.
Big up to Dave Chappelle, man.
And Young Neil, too. Young Neil was on here. Remember Neil?
Oh, yeah. I remember Neil, man.
I was a personal friend of Rick James as well.
Oh, yeah.
So that's my nigga. You understand me? So when you did what you did, niggas don't know that's really how that nigga is.
Exactly. When you seen Dave playing Rick, that had to bug you out. Dave should have got it.
He should have, because that nigga was Rick for real.
He nailed that as good as Jamie Foxx nailed Rick.
For real.
Okay? And I don't think Dave met Rick until after he was shot. Dave was going strictly off the narrative of what I told him. And nailed it, son.
That nigga dressed the part. He played the part.
Oh, man, he was him, man.
That nigga was him. And what I love about it was it put Rick back in the light again.
Oh, big time, man.
Where it was like, my nigga can eat again. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's what we do. We do a favor for a favor. When we do something to plug you up, it don't look like we talking about you, nigga. We put you back in the light because you was the baddest motherfucker to ever do it, Rick. You saved Motown.
Word up.
See, that's what I wanted to say. Rick saved Motown when the Temptations, all that shit was over with. Well, nobody listened to Motown no more. It was disco. Rick came in and did that Busting Out and Mary Jane and all that Super Freak. He kept them niggas alive.
At Tires Plus, get up to $100 off his.
In order to make this a legal play, instead he runs along the dotted line, did not reset, so that's a penalty. Moves the Eagles.
We're associates of your business partner, Marcellus Wallace. You do remember your business partner, don't you? Well, let me take a wild guess here. You're Brett, right?
Yeah.
I thought so. You remember your business partner, Marcellus Wallace, don't you, Brett?
Yeah, I remember.
Good. Looks like me and Vincent caught you boys at breakfast. Sorry about that. Did you have it?
Hamburgers.
Hamburgers! The cornerstone of any nutritious breakfast. What kind of hamburgers?
Cheeseburgers.
No. Where'd you get them? McDonald's, Wendy's, Jack in the Box, where?
Big Kahuna Burger.
Big Kahuna Burger. That's that Hawaiian burger joint. I hear they got some tasty burgers. I ain't never had one myself. How are they?
You good?
You mind if I try one of yours? This is yours here, right? Yeah. This is a tasty burger. Vincent, you ever had a Big Kahuna burger? Want a bite? They're real tasty.
Ain't hungry.
Well, if you like burgers, give them a try sometime. Me? I can't usually get them because my girlfriend's a vegetarian, which pretty much makes me a vegetarian. But I do love the taste of a good burger. You know what they call a quarter pounder with cheese in France?
No.
Tell them, Vincent.
Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese. You know why they call it that?
Because of the metric system?
Check out the big brain on Brad. You're a smart motherfucker. That's right. The metric system. Send this.
Sprite.
Sprite, good. You mind if I have some of your tasty beverage to wash this down?
Go right ahead.
That hit the spot. You, Lock and Seagull. You know why we're here? Why don't you tell my man Vinci where you got your shit here at?
It's over there.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing. You were saying?
It's in the cupboard. No, the one by your knees.
We happy? Vincent! We happy?
Yeah, we happy. Look, I'm sorry. I didn't get your name. I got yours.
That's a good question. What was in the briefcase in Pulp Fiction? I never knew what was in the briefcase.
You were saying?
It's in the cupboard. No, the one by your knees.
Hey friends, strangers, and film aficionados alike. It's Niat here with Film Comics Explained, and today we're going to do something different and try and piece together one of cinema's greatest mysteries. What is in the briefcase that Jules and Vincent are set to recover?
That's one of my things. Whether or not the audience knows about it, I know about the character's past, and I just want the actors to know. Now, the audience doesn't need to know. Like, for instance, Brad Pitt's character, Aldo Rain, has a rope burn.
Okay, exactly.
Around his neck.
My name is Lieutenant Aldo Rain. I'm putting together a special team.
But I never wanted to explain what happened.
I desperately wanted to know.
Well, I want you to just figure it out, all right? I mean, that's up to you to supply where that rope burn came from. I like the idea that if you contemplate why there is a rope burn there, and somebody else contemplates why there's a roper in there, and somebody else contemplates it, and three different people come up with three different reasons why he got a roper, and those are three different movies you all saw. And I like that idea. I like the idea that you open up the briefcase in Pulp Fiction, and I don't tell you what's in there.
Yeah.
But it's up to you to figure out what's in there, and now that's your movie, and you'll make that decision somewhere down the line. Now, if I tell you at this table what it is, then you'll throw that away, and I don't want you to throw away. That's your movie. That's one of my things. Whether or not the audience knows about it, I know about the character's past, and I just want the...
Which was written and directed by Quentin Tarantino. Much like Tarantino's other films, which are laced with gratuitous violence, non-linear storylines, pop culture references, and incredible ensemble casts, Pulp Fiction is no different. The story follows multiple characters across three main interrelated stories, setting up three different protagonists for each of its three acts. Vincent is the protagonist of the first story, followed by Butch Coolidge, before the mantle is handed to Jules in the final act. All three protagonists have one character that connects them all: Marcellus Wallace, a notorious figure in the criminal underbelly of Los Angeles. Butch has been requested to throw a fight by Marcellus, while Vincent and Jules, two of the most ruthless contract killers, have been hired to retrieve a briefcase of special importance to Marcellus Wallace. So, my friends, what's in the briefcase? Is it gold, diamonds, yellow cake uranium, or is it a MacGuffin, which is a plot device that moves the story forward without any real explanation? Well, Tarantino has himself stated that there was no explanation for the contents of the briefcase, and when Samuel L. Jackson asked him what was inside, or what the briefcase was supposed to represent, he simply replied, "Whatever you want it to represent." Now, does this mean that Tarantino is a lazy writer who put no thought into what was in the briefcase? No, far from it. Quentin puts a lot of thought into every detail that we see to help create some of the most incredible narrative-based films of late. The reason he left the contents of the briefcase ambiguous was to enable everyone associated with the briefcase to have a different relationship and attachment to it. Before we get into what I think is in the briefcase, let's go over some of the possible theories that have surfaced over the years. Gold. It's been suggested that the briefcase was filled with gold that Marcellus would use to clean his dirty crime money. This is possible and would explain the yellowish glow that emanates from the briefcase. But if we take into consideration that the standard gold bar that is traded by central banks weighs about 12.4 kilos, and that we could fit at least 24 bars into the briefcase, that would mean that the briefcase weighed about 297 kilos.
Because of the metric system?
Or 654 pounds, which I think is highly unlikely due to the ease with which the briefcase is carried. Diamonds. This has also been suggested as an explanation for why the briefcase was both light and valuable, and the yellow glow could be explained by a yellow lining that covers the interior of the briefcase on which the diamonds have been placed. This suggestion was, however, dismissed by Tarantino, who had just used the same idea in Reservoir Dogs 2 years prior. Yellow cake uranium.
I got some yellow cake right here. See, you leave this shit now? Don't drop that shit. I know what to do with it. Got it wrapped up in this special CIA napkin. Drop that shit there.
Now, before you dismiss this idea, I must point out that Tarantino is a lover of film noir, and has mentioned that one of his favorite films was the 1950s Kiss Me Deadly, which features a private eye who is looking for a mysterious box that is later found to have radioactive materials inside it. Many of you might be saying, well, Nihat, you're crazy. Isn't uranium radioactive? Well, this is true, but uranium found in yellow cake actually has a very low radioactivity with an extremely long half-life of over 4 billion years, meaning that the radiation is slowly being emitted across this time. This would make it reasonable for people to be in close proximity to it without falling ill. This leads me onto my final theory, and what I truly believe is in the briefcase, which is that the briefcase is carrying Marcellus Wallace's soul. Yes, that's right. Marcellus had sold his soul to the devil to reach notoriety and riches beyond his dreams, and had hired Vincent and Jules to retrieve it. All those biblical references are not there without a reason. Let's go over some of the things that we see in the film that would help support this. For starters, when Vincent first opens the briefcase, the code which he enters to unlock it is 666, which is the devil's number, or the number of the beast as it's known in the New Testament. There's also been some speculation about the devil taking people's soul from the back of the head, as an explanation for why Marcellus's band-aid scar was on his head. But there is no support for this in the Bible, and the band-aid has been attributed to a scar that actor Ving Rhames had and wanted to cover up during filming. Either way, when Jules and Vincent are in the apartment in the beginning of the film, the three young men that they recover the briefcase from are actually demons working on behalf of the devil. When the two contract killers enter the apartment, the three young men are in partial darkness, while Jules is lit up like an angel with a halo.
The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers.
Both Jules and Vincent are in essence emissaries of God, here to recover his soul, and sent to pass judgment by laying down his wrath, Old Testament style. This would also go to explain why when the fourth demon came out of the closet to shoot them, he'd missed all shots from point-blank range, while both Jules and Vincent are once again standing under the Lord's light, with their heads glowing like halos.
I know we was lucky. No. That shit wasn't luck. This was divine intervention.
These sequence of events are so palpable that Jules immediately accepts it as an act of God, which leads him to follow the light, as he inevitably decides to quit the business in favor of a more peaceful life. He is so moved by what had happened and his new perspective on life that he tells the couple at the end of the movie who attempt to rob him that he wants to help them. He goes so far as to give them all the money that was in his wallet, a whopping $1,500. Jules even tells them that he isn't just giving them the money, but was actually buying their life, and in essence their souls, so he doesn't have to kill them. Now that is a massive transformation within a few hours for a person who kills without remorse, and the recovery of Marcellus Wallace's soul was the stimulus for the change of heart.
Normally, both your asses would be dead as fried chicken. But you happen to pull this shit while I'm in a transitional period, and I don't want to kill you. But I can't give you this case.
Well, that's my thoughts on what was the contents of the briefcase. I'm really curious to hear what your thoughts are and what you believe to be in the briefcase. Do you agree with me, or do you have some of your own theories? So please share those in the comments below. And if there's any other content you'd like me to check out, please don't hesitate to ask. As always, it's been a pleasure. Niat here with Film Comics Explained. Thanks for stopping by.
This was divine intervention. You know what divine intervention is?
I think so. That means that God came down from heaven and stopped the bullets?
That's right. That's exactly what it means.